Wellness Center Emergency Services. Our normal office hours are 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. If your call is urgent, please hold the line and the next available operator will be right with you. Good evening, Peak Wellness Emergency Services. This is Deanna. How may I help you?
Hello. There was a friend of mine that was murdered, and a lady named Laura Roney. She sent me a friend request on Facebook. She works at Peak Wellness, I guess. I looked the name up. That's where it sent. But I have some sensory overload issues, and after my friend died, everything was done to keep those sensory overloads going and make it look like I'm fucking crazy, and I'm not. I need somebody who understands autism to help me.
All right. And have you been seen here at Peak Wellness before, or would you be a new patient?
I have been seen there before. I didn't realize that she worked there until just now. I was there with Rom and Monica, and I guess they both left.
All right, and your name, please?
My name is Sean.
And how do you spell that? Which spelling of Sean?
SHAWN.
And your last name, sir?
Schwartz. SCHWARTZ.
Thank you. And your phone number, please?
Like you see just the vehicles driving by. I have to roll up the back window. That's how bad. What is it?
May I get your phone number, please?
Yes, ma'am. It's
Thank you. 308-566.
I was seeing Monica, I believe. She was an intern. Sorry, I got somebody with me. I just wanted to let him know what was going on.
Right.
He's got a dog that
So,
helps.
would you mind holding for a moment while I connect you with the person on call?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Just a moment, please.
Yes, ma'am.
We know your time is important. Thank you for holding. We will be with you as soon as possible.
She's a psychiatrist.
Yeah, I guess so.
She tried to contact you.
On Facebook, she sent me a friend request after Natalie died. God, dude, they fucking put me on hold.
Thank you very much for calling. Please continue to hold, and we will be with you shortly.
I don't know, dude, if they're able to help. I'll probably stay in Cheyenne. I literally have to get help.
Mm-hmm. What's going on?
I'm autistic and I've been through hell. People don't understand what sensory overload is, so they make bad decisions. And they think that I'm schizophrenic when they want to make assumptions because I'm having sensory processing issues and it affects my brain to mouth functions.
Okay, well, yep, and that's part of the autism, right?
Yes, sir. I also have Tourette syndrome, so I twitch weird, and I got ADHD, and Like, I get hyper-focused, but it's only if it's something important. But,
Right. What do you get hyper focused on the most?
Whatever problems I'm dealing with that prevent me from seeing my loved ones or being able to take care of myself. And it's nearly always bad assumptions. People don't want to get to understanding autism.
Okay.
They just want to punish it, and they think they can punish it out of you, and it just doesn't work that way. And when I'm having sensory processing issues, they like to yell, and then that makes it even worse. And like, I'm trying not to yell, and then when I yell, they get all scared, and I'm like, I'm not yelling to scare you, I'm yelling because I need you to listen. I need somebody who's an expert in autism.
Uh-huh.
Now, I've been through Peak Wellness before when I got to Cheyenne, but there's a woman named Laura Roney. She sent me a friend request on Facebook, and apparently she works with you guys. So I'm trying to get a hold of her. I'm hoping she... Do what? I don't know what she's yelling about. I can't
I
hear.
think she's yelling at you.
Alright. I just couldn't hear anything over that motorcycle.
She might be yelling at me.
Or semi. Sorry about that. But yeah, I'm trying to get a hold of Laura Roney. I'm hoping she knows something or understands or something. I mean,
I can't discuss anything about these systems, but Laura's no longer working with.
she's no longer there.
But we can definitely, she's no longer working with Pete.
Oh man.
Are you last time we talked with you, you've gone through legal aid? Are you still being talking about that, or?
I need all of that. The problem is people keep telling me to do it. I can't function well enough to do it. I literally cannot take care of myself because of all the fucking trauma from the things that I've gone through, sir.
Uh-huh.
Nobody should have to go through this. I told everybody along...
What's going on with the courts right now? I'm obviously looking...
Nothing. I don't have any help.
from,
I'm sorry. I'm having sensory overload issues, and they're moving stuff on top of me. It's not your fault. It's not their fault. I'm trying not to get frustrated. I'm not hateful at any of you. It's too much at once, and I'm sorry. So what were you saying?
Okay, so we can definitely do some autism work with you to help work with you better.
You mumbled a bit on that. That's the thing, is that I don't need you guys to try to cure autism or just listen to me so that you can get money. I need actual help. I am suffering from sensory overload, and telling me to go to the Camilla fucking shelter is not helping. And I'm sorry you guys get pissed off when I'm cursing, but I mean, when I'm nice, nothing happens. And then people want to go out of the way because I'm using those curse words because I'm frustrated, to try to pretend like I'm cursing at them. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, please stop. And I'm trying not to be overwhelmed so much right now. You got no idea. I've been through 2.5 years of hell, and I had to depend on complete strangers to help who don't understand the situation, so they send me into sensory overload there because they want to argue nonstop because they're on drugs or on alcohol or whatever, and I'm not allowed to say anything because then I'm a bad guy. And I'm like, I'm telling you, it's not that you're bad people. It's that I'm having sensory overload issues from the things that I've endured, and now I'm in a place where I'm enduring it worse. Almost every one of those places that I went from the time that Natalie disappeared till now. I really have to roll up that back window.
Natalie.
I love you.
Oh my god.
I love you.
So with you guys, I go in there and I fill out paperwork and I talk about it and I try to explain the situation, and then you guys have your assumptions. Do what? Do what? Hello?
I'm listening for what's going on.
So I've
How I
I've been through hell and I've been begging my friends for help, and when I ask them nicely, they brush me off. They don't get how serious my situation is, and then when I push harder, they get all defensive and angry at me, and then I'm not allowed to get defensive or angry back, and then they just ignore me for months on end, and then later on they're like, well, if you really needed my help with that, you should have tried harder. And like, I can't try any harder than cursing people out and telling them they're pieces of shit for not listening. Like, that is the last thing that I want to do to anybody, but I need legal help, and I need a safe place to go, and without people understanding autism or the legal situation, I'm fucked. I need somebody to understand that I need a place where I'm not overwhelmed in order to recover from the things that I went through.
Okay. Have you ever had to stay in like a residential place?
Yes, I've been trying to get into a residential place. The problem is that the residential place that you guys got that I went to, like, I went there and I can't talk about my court case stuff. I can't make calls during the day there because I'd have to talk about my court stuff, and they said that I could have my phone, although they'd have to make a special exception for it, and then they weren't willing to make that special exception for it because I had my phone and they asked me to take it back. And I mean, at every point in time, I'm doing the things that lawyers and fucking caseworkers are supposed to be doing, and I'm not capable. I should have a lawyer and a caseworker doing these things. But I can't get one without the other, and I have... What?
So are you interested in coming in for services like tomorrow? If we can help you out with that, because the case managers and the counselors will be able to help you out with that, not away from the crisis team, because the people of the crisis team are no longer there.
Well, see,
Maybe work directly with the counselor and our care coordinator team.
That's why I wanted to get a hold of this Laura Roney lady, because she might already be familiar with my case. And
yeah, I don't know where Laura's at or what her situation is, but Laura's no longer with Pete, so you're gonna deal with the case managers we have now.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that she sent me a friend request on Facebook, and I would get a hold of her on Facebook, but I'm on a Facebook ban because I don't hide things. I have my panic attacks on Facebook. I'm on a Facebook ban, so I can't send her any messages, and it's like every time there's a door open, it slams in my face. I don't get it. I can try to come in tomorrow. I just, You know, I don't want to go in there and just fill out a bunch of paperwork and not have someone look at the things I'm trying to show, and I can't show them there because you guys won't let me hook up my electronics to show you. So all I can do is talk about it, and like then I get told I have to call this place and I have to call that place. I'm overwhelmed with that. I have sensory overload issues. I literally cannot do those things by myself. Full advantage of my disabilities has been taken by these people that I'm having to deal with, and I need to prove that. I need to be able to show that, and I need someone who's familiar with autism, not somebody who's book familiar, somebody who actually understands it. Like filling out that sliding scale fee stuff, that makes it so that the taxpayers pay you guys to not understand. Or, you know, those folks last time, they seemed to understand pretty good. They just, you guys don't have those resources. And the thing is, I need the abuse against me to stop, and it literally is not going to stop until I can get an actual lawyer and somebody who understands autism. But before I can get an actual lawyer, I need somebody who understands autism to go in with me to see a lawyer.
Okay, so who else have you seen within like the last year? Looking at your note from previously,
God, dude,
you have 15 therapists.
I've had so many since. Well, I had Nicole Peralta and Tamara. Tamara was my caseworker, but she was more of a therapist than a caseworker because she understood autism from a first-hand point of view, or from a second-hand point of view. She's a mother of an autistic kid. And I had Jeff Ritter, and I had Nicole Jarrell, and I had Kara Heller. I don't know if she was supposed to be the case coordinator, I thought, but I think she also does counseling, and that's part of what she was supposed to be doing with me, but I don't know that for sure. And then there's a lady named Marion who is supposed to be at... I mean, there are so many places, sir. I can't put all of the names with all of the places. There are just so many, and some of them are places where they're supposed to be caseworkers, and some of them are places where they're supposed to be therapists, and I mean, it eats up a lot of resources to do that. Now, thank goodness I'm not dealing with all the resource theft that happened with having to jump through all the court hoops, but I mean, I'm overwhelmed financially and physically and mentally. I literally cannot take care of myself, and the things that you guys do to people like me are not good.
Okay, that's your perspective, and I understand that. But we do try and help people as best that we can. And if we have limited information available.
I know.
We don't have all the facts.
I know how to.
We're not going to be giving you the best service we can.
I know.
Because we're asking you these questions on the clinical assessment and on all these other forms you filled out recently, and we're trying to help you best way we can with what we do.
Yes, but I need a safe place, and because of the abuses against me by people who are supposed to help people like me, I can't get the services that I need in order to repair from the damage that has been done to me, sir. I'm trying not to be as vague as possible. I deal with a lot of people who suffer from sensory overload issues, and normally I can deal with them extremely well. But with this going on, I literally can't, and I'm trying not to have a fucking mental breakdown, because the protocol for people who are having a mental breakdown is punishing... What? What'd you say?
I'm waiting on you. I didn't say anything.
Alright. That's the thing, is that I'm constantly suffering from processing overload, and people's way of helping me is to separate me from the things that help me in that scenario, and that's not helpful. Or they send me into sensory overload even further, which is not helpful. And I am literally, I mean, it's taken 2.5 years for me to get this. I've been trying to get someone to help, but there is so much going on, I can't explain it all. I need a safe place where I can sit down and type it all out and make sure that everything's there. Otherwise, people aren't going to understand it. And there is so much of it, and I just need the abuse to stop, sir. I need my money back. I need the cops to leave me alone, and I need my roof back.
What happened to your roof?
My best friend got shot in the head, and my landlord stole all my money just prior to that, so they used her death as an excuse to steal my things and my money. The cops didn't care.
Okay.
They treated me like I was crazy. That's why I was trying to get my friend Miss Peaches to help, because you have to get somebody who they don't deem as crazy to go in with you when you're having sensory overload issues, because if you don't, you get laughed at, you get teased, you get told you have to man up, or you get dragged off to a fucking nuthatch like you're a goddamn loony. I literally need someone who works with autistic people to work with me and look at what's going on. Someone who understands sensory processing issues. I mean, I can't just keep on hoping that every random stranger that I run into, that one of them will possibly be able to take the time to look at all this. There's supposed to be professionals that help with this, and I fill out all those sliding fee scale things because I'm hoping that those professionals will be there, but those professionals aren't there. It's just taxpayers paying for me to talk to somebody who's not going to do anything. Like, my rights were violated.
Okay, so
Do what?
okay, you can come in and talk to a care coordinator tomorrow. We, try and start from there, and then same thing as we did last time. We'll call a team meeting to see who's best available to help you out, and I'll definitely talk about this in my team meeting tomorrow, seeing who can best help you out. If you do need help, we do have therapists who are definitely trained in dealing with autism, but you have to give us a chance to help you out, not get overwhelmed. And also the other thing I was reading here is how do we sounds like you punched one of the walls a couple times.
I didn't.
You're either with the crisis team or when you're with one of the other case managers.
No, sir, that is incorrect.
Punch the wall.
That is incorrect.
Is that part of the? That's what's in the chart. So do you have any concerns with being like being really reactive when you're like punching things and stuff like that?
That's the thing, is that I wasn't punching things.
So the care coordinator was just making that up?
Which care coordinator was it that wrote that?
I'm not going to discuss that right now, but that's what's written on the chart.
Well, that's the thing, is
I
that
didn't know if you're going to be, a danger to others when you come in.
that's the point, is that I'm not a danger to others. I'm overwhelmed, and I keep getting treated like I'm a danger to others. I'm not a danger to others, and I did not hit a fucking wall.
Okay.
Like, I recorded all of our meetings. I can prove that I didn't punch a wall. Every time that I went in there, I made sure that I recorded it.
Stop recording.
Do what?
And they ask you to stop recording. Correct.
Yes, sir.
That's part of your time.
That was on my very last meeting. That was at my very last meeting.
Yep.
And it shows in all of those videos that I didn't punch anything. I still have all of those videos, sir. That's the point, is that I have all of those videos. I'd never punched anything. I'm not a danger.
What I'll do is I'll let the care coordinators know that you called. That way we can set up a team meeting, and then we can see how we can best help you.
I'm not a danger to others. I am at risk.
Later on.
I am at risk by others, and that's the point, sir. My disabilities need to be addressed. All right, talking to a therapist doesn't help me to get the things that help me to not have sensory overload, and having to go to all these different appointments just adds more stress. That's why I was hoping Laura Roney was there. She sent me a friend request on Facebook. I would love to be able to talk to her. She might know how to help. She might understand it better. She might have access to resources you guys don't, and that might have been the reason that she sent me a friend request.
Okay, I can't give you information on Laura because we don't have it.
I know. We've gone over this. I know. I'm gonna check the white pages. Do what?
The people you're dealing with before are also now at peak, so we can start over.
I know they all left, and that's the thing, is that if they were saying that I was punching the wall, then they were being dishonest, and I can prove it.
Okay.
And that's something that needs to be addressed, and I want an apology about from the person who wrote that.
All right, we can discuss that at a later point. But are you interested in coming in for once we get that team set up for you?
I am, but I am going to record it. I am going to record it. If it's just me going in and...
We're not going to have you recording. That's not an option.
Well, if you guys are willing to do the recording instead, I'm fine with that.
No, we're not having it recorded.
Well, why wouldn't you have it recorded? Are you planning on doing something wrong? Or maybe being dishonest and saying that I'm hitting things?
Okay, I'm not going to discuss that. So we are not going to allow the recording. It's very clear in our last interaction with you that you're not recording.
And that's the thing, is that I need proof of the fact that your services don't work. I record it because we're paying taxes for these services. They're supposed to help people like me. I mean, my sensory overload issues, there are certain criteria that need to be met in order for me to not have to suffer from sensory overload when I'm in an extreme situation. And at no point in time in the last 2.5 years have those criteria been met. Close a couple of times, but that's it. Like, I needed to be able to recuperate from what happened to me, and I needed to be able to see my loved ones, and I have gone through hell over that since. All of my resources are gone. I am disabled, and they took my disability away. I shouldn't have had to break the law to try to force somebody to look. I should have had a fucking autism advocate right from the start. I mean, I was trying to get that before Natalie was killed. A lawyer and an autism advocate. I mean, these people were putting me through hell and nobody cared. That's what these people who are paying their taxes think that they're paying for. That's what these people think that you guys do when I go to see you, or I go to see Liv, or I go to see any one of these other programs or hospitals. These taxpayers are like, I pay taxes so that you can get the help that you need, Sean, and then their taxes don't go to that help. I needed protected from predators, and I needed police to do their jobs, and I needed therapists to do what it is that the taxpayers think that they're paying for in situations like mine, and caseworkers, and they couldn't. Every one of them has excuses why they can't. So I need help finding someone who can, and I need someone to stick with me on that, not have a care meeting where I go fill out more paperwork.
But we do.
You have a
That's what we
meeting,
do. We have to make sure we can help you. That's right.
and you guys have already decided that you can't help me. I mean, that's the problem. That's...
No, okay.
I was really disappointed.
That's your opinion.
I was really disappointed when I called it up.
At a later point, but
I'm saying that after dealing with you guys already, sir, I'm having sensory overload issues. Please let me speak. Please let me speak. Sir, please let me speak. Please let me speak. I didn't know that this was Peak Wellness's number. It's a different number than the one I have saved. I called it because I typed up Laura Roney's number, and I know she's not there. I don't need you to tell me that again. I'm telling you that that is specifically the reason that I called, because I've already been through your services and recorded why you guys aren't able to help, and the fact that I'm filling out paperwork for help that I'm not getting. I was hoping Laura Roney was there, because I believe she might be able to help me, but that's the point, is that I literally need someone who is got resources that obviously Peak Wellness does not have. They might have walked out the door with Laura Roney.
okay, I can't give you information on Laura though.
I know, you've said that repeatedly. I already am aware of that. I'm telling you the situation that I'm in, not trying to pry for information for Laura Roney. I'm telling you that I am disappointed because the number that I called hoping it was her ended up being you.
Uh-huh.
Does that make any sense to you, sir?
Yep.
Alrighty then. So you understand that I'm gonna come in tomorrow, possibly to talk to you, but I need it recorded.
We're not having it recorded. That's not an option.
Well, who is it there that would have that as an option?
No, we don't record. That's not what we do.
Not even in the case that it might be used in court? Or needed in court?
No.
And that's the reason that I record it. People need to know that folks who are suffering...
recordings inside the office. That's not...
People need to know that folks who are suffering from sensory processing issues are victimized by programs that are supposed to help.
Mm-hmm.
And we're victimized by people who are supposed to help because they don't understand. Police officers are supposed to help. I needed someone to go in with me repeatedly to talk to the police, because every time that I went in to talk to the police, they would send me into a sensory overload and then harm me for it. Treat me like I'm crazy and fucking shoot me up with drugs in multiple facilities. I am not okay with that. I need an autism advocate in specific.
Okay. Let me speak for a little bit. So I'm gonna call together the team tomorrow and seeing how we can best help you. And we'll definitely give you a call to see when it is that you're available to come in after we speak with the team tomorrow. Now we have our stuff lined up. Now we can come in, with what you need, and we can get the stuff rolling from there.
Well, sir, the biggest issue that I'm having with going there is that if people think I'm going to be hitting walls, I don't feel comfortable going there because they're automatically scared, and people who are scared do bad things. People don't do mean things because they're evil. They do them because they're scared. I get loud because I'm scared and I need people to help how I need. I need to be in a safe place from sensory overload.
Uh-huh.
I don't have the resources to keep running back and forth hoping in this place or that place can help. Call me up tomorrow.
We'll give you a call once we have all of our stuff lined out, and we can set a program from there.
Well, first I'd like to set up somebody to look at all of my videos to show that I wasn't punching walls.
We're not looking at the videos.
Well, then take that off of there.
I'm not having this conversation right now because it is what it is. But that's where I can tell you what we can do for you.
What you can do for me, I've already gone through this, sir. I'm tired of going and expending resources to go places that might help, and I get there and they can't help. It's out of their realm of expertise. Brandy was trying to help, and she just didn't understand, so I tried to help her get it on a fast track, the things that she was trying to do, so that she would ultimately come to the same conclusion that I had because I'd already tried. Without a safe environment, I cannot function well enough to take care of myself.
Okay.
I've been trying to get a safe environment since Natalie died, and there isn't one. People don't understand sensory overload issues. I've gone to a lot of people's houses who meant well, but they're alcoholics or they're on heroin or they've been through a lot of trauma themselves. And that's what taxpayers think that they're paying those taxes for, is so that places like you can help people like me to get away from a fucked up situation. And really, it's people who are in fucked up situations who are trying to help me out of this fucked up situation, and their messed up situations are sending me into sensory overload as well. Their boyfriends, their husbands, their exes, their babies' daddies, their mamas, whatever. I mean, their severe quantity of yelling and screaming, and it's almost nonstop almost everywhere I go. I everywhere that's a roof that's safe from the police, because the police harass homeless people. That's what they do. People are afraid of the homeless. So have your meeting and call me tomorrow and tell me how you can help.
All right. I'll do that.
I need a lawyer and an autism advocate who will show up in court. And I do need you guys to investigate whoever it is that said I hit things.
How we can help you.
Well, you need to investigate who said I hit things too.
Okay, well, we'll give you a call back later, okay?
All right.